Hey everyone, today we're making some Mexican chili oil, also known as salsa macha. This is a condiment that you can put on virtually anything you want. It doesn't have to be Mexican food. It could be, your eggs in the morning, or it could be a sandwich at lunch, or your hamburger. I mean, you name it, you can add it. It's a little spicy, but you can control that. And it's full of flavor, and it's got some nice texture from some peanuts and some other nuts, all of which are customizable. I'm Rockin' Robin, and I'm gonna show you how to make it right after my silly chef joke. What vegetable do sailors hate? Leeks. Our chili oil today is really easy and quick to make, so let's get started. Our recipe today will be medium hot in spice, but I'm also going to leave a recipe for you for a very mild version down in the description of the video. So if you want that, check that out. I'm heating some olive oil here in a large frying pan, and we want the temperature to reach 300 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and check your temperature with either an instant read thermometer, or you can use one like I got here as a gift, which is an infrared thermometer, and I'll leave a link for it in the description if you're interested. So here are the chilies I'm using. I'm using these whole chili anchos. They're mild and sweet. Our chipotle peppers are hot and smoky. And our less dried pepper here is the Chile de Arbol, which has the most heat of all. You can also remove the seeds if you want to, like I'm doing here, and you do that if you want to cut down on the heat. Otherwise, just leave them in. When the temperature is right, we'll go ahead and place our peppers right in the oil gently so we don't splatter. These are going to cook up real quick, so make sure you keep an eye on them, and they're in there for only about 30 seconds. So make sure you dunk them in the oil and then just flip them over right away. You will notice them browning up real quick. I think you can see here that the bigger chilies are browning up quicker than the little ones. You can see how they changed color. You don't want them to burn. So go ahead and take those out and let the little ones go a little longer, but just keep a close eye on them because when they turn quickly. I'll place all the peppers in a bowl, and then we can continue cooking the rest of our ingredients. Now in the same pan, I'm going to drop in a little bit of chopped yellow onion and about 8 or 9 good-sized cloves of garlic. We're going to do the same here, and we're going to cook these up for about 3 or 4 minutes. When these are done, I will transfer them into the same bowl as the chili peppers. You'll probably notice in the bottom of this pan some of the seeds that were left over from the chili peppers, and they tend to burn, and they're not going to add any good flavor, so I'm going to strain them out. Be really careful here as this oil is pretty darn hot, so pour it through a strainer, and then that way all the seeds just go in my bowl here. Those of you with an eagle eye probably noticed those seeds along the edge of the pan. I did scrape those out with my spatula because I didn't want them in my dish. Now I took some of the oil and I'm pouring it back into the pan because now I want to toast up a few nuts in the pan. So I'm adding a combination of 3 different nuts. These are peanuts, of course, organic pumpkin seeds, and some sesame seeds. We'll place all these nuts into the pan and we'll just saute them until they get lightly toasted. Show these guys lots of attention by stirring them frequently and keeping an eye on them because they can burn quickly. We're just doing this for a couple minutes. Once these are done toasting, I'm going to place them in a separate bowl, not with the peppers, and I'll show you why in a minute. It's time to sneak in chef joke number 2. What is orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Before placing this into my food processor though, I want to break down or cut up the big peppers, which are really kind of tough, first, just to give my food processor a little break. Then to that, I'm going to add the rest of the oil and the onions and garlic. I'm going to process this until it's fairly smooth but still chunky. Of course, feel free to process this as much or as little as you like it. This looks good to me, so now I'm going to add a teaspoon of oregano and a pinch of salt. To balance out the smoky heat a little bit, I'm adding just a teaspoon of brown sugar. I'll toss in the toasted nuts, add some apple cider vinegar, and then we'll give it a whirl. You may notice that the mixture is a little bit thick. That's possible. So what you do is just add some more, drizzle in another couple tablespoons of olive oil. Give it one more mix, and that's it. This is done. I like to store my chili oil in glass, so I usually use a mason jar like you see here. And you can keep this on the counter for like 3 months. I mean, it'll be just fine. And if it does thicken up or you need more oil in there because you feel like you want it to be a little thinner, feel free to add some more olive oil at any time. And then stir it in. Here's a great recipe to put our Mexican chili oil on. It is my egg frittata. It's a meal prep recipe that you gotta try. This oil will be fantastic on it. Click the link on the screen and it'll take you right to the recipe. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know by smashing the like button. And of course, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. All right, we'll see you back here next week for another delicious and healthy recipe.